Hey everyone, it's Kayla from Ryan and Kayla Travels. Just thought I would share some helpful tips for anyone who might be traveling with allergies or any dietary restrictions. As somebody who travels often with dietary restrictions and food allergies, I thought it would be just helpful for you to know these things ahead of time so you don't have to learn them kind of the way Ryan and I've had to learn them over the last few years. Tip number one, the most important thing you should do is actually email special_needs at rccl.com. That is a email that Royal Caribbean checks. You can actually put in all sorts of things, more so than dietary restrictions. If you need a CPAP machine, if you need a wheelchair, anything like that, that's where you're going to fill out that kind of information. But email them ahead of time, let them know your allergy restrictions and whatnot so they can be prepared once you get on board. The next tip is to actually visit the main dining room as soon as you get on the ship. Meet with your head waiter or the general manager of the main dining room. Let them know your allergy. Trust me, they'll take such good care of you on this trip. They'll make sure you have options on options and food on food. Like, I've never left the main dining room hungry ever. So just give them a heads up of your allergy and they'll make sure to take really good care of you. Which brings me to my next tip is to do traditional dining times. So pick a time. We pick early. We're on the Enchantment Seven Seas right now, and we picked the 5:30 dining time. This ensures that you get the same wait staff every night, so you don't have to tell them every day about your allergy and do the same, mundane process of telling everyone what you can and can't have. Pick the same time so that you get the same waiter, the same wait staff. They get to know you, and it's really helpful. Another great thing in the main dining room is they can make pretty much anything, either gluten-free or vegetarian, as long as you let them know the day before. So what they do for me with my gluten allergy is they bring me the menu for the next night. I take a look, I see what I want to have, and then they let the head chef know about my allergy, and then they just customize the food for me based on whatever I want. So I basically look at the menu, pick out whatever I want, and if they can make it gluten-free and vegetarian for me, they do. Otherwise, there's also a vegan menu. It's not on the main dining room menu. You do have to either find it in the Royal Caribbean app or ask for a vegan menu, but they do have them on Royal Caribbean ships. So if you are a vegan, there is options for you. And it's usually pretty easy for them to make the vegan meals gluten-free. So a lot of the times that is what I get. If you are planning to head out on a port day, I think the best advice I could give you is do research on the port. Do some quick Google searches, see if there's any restaurants that have options for you. That way you're not stuck running around trying to find somewhere to eat, and then you can't find anywhere to eat and you're starving when you get back on the ship. So if you do plan to eat on port, just do yourself a favor and do a little bit of pre-research. So as for drinks, if you're planning on having mixed drinks, the best tip I could give you is just to ask the bar staff to actually see the container that the beverage is coming out of. So if it's a flavoring, if it's a pump syrup, if it's a juice container and you're concerned about allergens, just ask the bar staff to let you see the label. That way you can just do a quick search on your ingredients and make sure there's nothing there that's going to cause you any issues. That same thing would go for if you're at Cafe Latitudes or at one of the coffee shops on board and you want to try some flavoring in your coffee and you're not sure. Just ask them to check the label. They'll let you see it and just make sure that there's nothing there that's going to cause you any problems. You can enjoy all of your beverages. So that's pretty much what I've learned in my few years of traveling with food restrictions and food allergies is make sure you do your research, make sure you inform the staff on board. They'll really help you out. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to speak up. You have to be your own advocate. And sometimes I'm really bad at doing that, and Ryan will step in and kind of help me out and be my advocate. Sometimes I feel bad. I mean, traveling with allergies is already hard enough, and then you don't want to feel like you're complaining. But it is your ship and your trip, and you want it to be the best. So don't be afraid to speak up. But yeah, I hope this helps anyone who's traveling with any restrictions or allergies. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.